norm to ride camels. Today it's not the norm to get married to that younger women. Okay, women of that young age. People used to do it in the past and they had no problem with it. Today we don't do that because that's not the norm. Norms have changed, dynamics have changed. It is our Prophet who taught us to not do that in this current day and age.
Do you have kids? Do you have children?
Yes.
Okay. If your child comes home, says, Dad, I've read the Quran and I've thought about it and I decided that I respect your belief, right? But I want to be a good human being, but I don't believe Muhammad was a prophet. I think God is a big mystery, you know, and I just want to live my life as a secular person.
Okay.
Right? How would you feel about that?
I would be very sad.
Right.
I would be absolutely devastated.
Okay.
At the same time, I would sit my child down and reason with my child even for 10 years.
Okay.
Even if I had to reason with my child for 10 years, I have a case with me right now. There is a father, Pakistani father, from a very conservative society called the Pashtuns.
Yeah.
You know the Pathans? Very conservative people. His son has problems. He's left the path.
Right.
He's absolutely left the path. He contacted me. He said, I have been trying to reason with my son for a very long time.
Right.
I said to him, what advice did I give him? Continue with love and compassion.
Right.
Be generous. Do not let your child feel that you hate that child because of the decision he's made or she has made. Continue with love and compassion. And I asked him to bring your child to me and we will sit down and have an intelligent discussion and see how we can solve this problem. So we don't believe in, okay? We don't believe in that. We don't believe in that. And people who try to put this out there that the Muslims are vicious barbarians and they believe in an uncivilized way of life that always dictates, implement the punishment on the spot. You become the judge, the jury and the executioner. This is by the Islamic law haram, what we call prohibited. Prohibited. It's forbidden. You cannot take the law in your hands in any society. In any society, wherever the Muslims may be, That's why we are against terrorism. That's why we are against terrorism.
I read the Quran in English, but I don't speak Arabic.
Yeah.
And this is one of the impressions I got from the Quran.
Yeah.
Right? It seemed to suggest that if I'm a non-believer, whatever that means, right? If I'm a non-believer, I'm going to be punished.
Right.
Like that my non-belief is a choice, which I don't think it is. I think believing is just you're either lucky or unlucky enough to believe.
Right.
Right. And number two, like it's a terrible thing if you don't believe, even if you behave in the most amazing way and you're very kind, generous, but you have doubts, you don't believe.
Yeah.
It seems to me from reading the Quran, and I may have misread it, so I'm asking you, that you're condemned as a non-believer. What do you think about that?
Non-belief.
That's
a misunderstanding of yours, because I will always talk with references.
Okay.
When you bring a question, it's a valid question, it's an intelligent question, and many people have this question. I will respond it directly from the Quran. Chapter 60 of the Quran, verse 8, clearly states that those non-believers who do not fight you for your faith and do not drive you out of your homes, God does not forbid you from being kind to them. We the Muslims have been commanded by God to kind